So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a little bit of a different show on the RGM YouTube channel with me, Carl Maloney. How are you doing? You all right? We've got the lovable scamps, the Cavs, on his hands today. So we've got Elliot, James, and Arthur. Boys, how are you doing?
Yeah, good night. Good. Nice to see you, Carl, as ever.
Yeah, it's lovely to see you again, guys. Because the first time I think the first time we had a proper chat with you, we went down at the Salford Boys Club thing when Dirty Laces were playing, and we kind of like we had a little chat down there, didn't we? That was the first time a while before the world went to shit.
Yeah, exactly.
United just beat City that day.
Yes, and I watched all from the I watched all of it. Yeah,
It weren't the 70s.
Yeah. No, that was a good gig, that, and it was nice to meet you there, Carl. I would always say that you're one of the number one OG Cavs fans.
Everything.
Yeah.
Well, I do like the band, and I like you guys as personalities. So I just want to introduce you to. I want to introduce you to people, really, and people to get to know you a bit and invest in the band type of thing. So that's kind of the aim of it. So go around the room, then introduce us to yourself and tell us something interesting about you at the same time as well. So go.
I'll start off then. I'm Elliot. I'm the lead singer. Something interesting about myself.
That's a hard one. Nice,
my mum's going to watch this, so there's a few things struck off there already. I never wanted to be in a band. That's interesting because I'm in a band. I never wanted to do it, but James, after months of dragging me and whinging and fucking moaning, I'll just do it to shut him up. I'm still here after 3 years.
Why did you ask him to be the singer then?
Because he's the only person who could sing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Doesn't have a large pool of friends to choose from, really.
Not musical ones.
No.
No, we were in a band. Me and El were in a band in inverted commas.
Do you want to tell him what it was called? Not going to be able to.
I always ask for the previous band names. I think it's always fun.
Heavy Beans, I think.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That's one of the worst band names I've ever heard of. Like Pocket Fluff, and that I think is the shittest names. Oh, are you there?
Yeah, it was said as a joke, but then it kind of really.
So you need to say who you are now.
So my name's James. I'm a rhythm guitarist, and something interesting.
And he hates calling himself a rhythm guitarist.
Maybe that's pretty interesting. Yeah.
I used to be the rhythm guitarist.
I went to a grammar school. Maybe
that's not interesting. That's fucking weird.
Is that the worst? Is that the worst thing in the world?
Carl is struggling. It's a bit dumb.
It's fine. What we'll do is James, park it for later. Something might come up, and you can just tell us at the end, and people watching this video will find out at the end.
Yeah, a little teaser.
Well, the interesting thing about me is could be that I've got zero personality.
That is interesting.
Yeah, that was my one.
Not very good for interviews.
And
I'm Arthur Townsend, drummer of the Cavs. I think the most interesting thing about us is always the Cavs, but I started off wanting to be an electronic music producer, is how I got into music and all that. But deviated from that a little bit now. That's sort of not that interesting.
So how did you get relegated to being a drummer then?
Well, I played drums at the time. Anyway, I've played instruments so much, and did a bit of that, but I'm not that good at it. So I had to find some
change career paths.
Yeah, find some other people that were good at music as well, and
he's ended up with us.
Yeah, pulled together.
And the other lads, have you got anything that you can say about them? Because they're not here.
Oh, sorry, Carl, you broke up a little bit there, mate.
Hey, go on. There's another couple of you that aren't on the interview today.
Yeah, we've got.
Is there anything interesting about them?
Christopher Terry, our lead guitarist. What's interesting about Chris? I'm not going to say that. He's not got any hair. That's quite interesting.
That was the first one.
That's quite interesting. Mind, And we've got Michael Carney, our bassist.
He's got less hair than he used to.
Yeah.
And he's about 12 years old.
Yeah, he's 12 years old. Yeah. We're not the most interesting or rock and roll bunch of guys in the world, really. But we work together well as a band because there's no big egos or anything.
Yeah. Well, you don't have to be. You don't have to be these mad bastards.
That's the thing, innit? I think it is. That's kind of a bit of it how it is sometimes, isn't it? Where it's like people think they've got to.
You've got to be a lunatic.
You've got to be a lunatic, whereas really you don't like.
Yeah, so you don't need to be like a mad bastard to be in a band, do you? You just need to enjoy it, I think. People worry about stuff too much these days.
Yeah, yeah, they definitely do. And I mean, when you've got people like Arthur in your band, who's just he just won't say a word sometimes. He's the most chill, quiet, and he's a drummer, and that sort of breaks the stereotype. But yeah, we're just five mates. No?
Yeah, definitely agree. Definitely, it's kind of what you're supposed to be, right, really, isn't it? Sometimes people think, oh, you've got to be this mad bastard to be lunatics to be interesting, but. Like, listen, we're not sat here.
Well, we are
not sat here knitting every night.
I mean, you went to a grammar school, which is fucking interesting. You, so you know.
Well, it makes you look a bit fake and all if you're trying to pretend to be, I don't know, a Gallagher brother or something. Then when it's just bullshit, innit? You do see those type of personalities in bands sometimes, don't you? And you just think, take that leather jacket off and be yourself.
Yeah, it's good to be the same on stage as you are off. Really, I mean, I know there's sort of personas and whatnot, but you know, it's nice to just be chill.
You get caught out, I think, as well. Like you say, like even like the same voice, like James Corden stuff that's going on at the minute. It's like,
we've gone straight to James Corden.
Do you know what I mean? No, so I say if you pretend to be one thing and then you get found out to be even anything slightly different, especially like nowadays, people will call you out on it. You might as well just be who you are. Yeah, you can't do it all anymore. If you get done for GBH, you know. If you start whacking people, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You get done now.
Don't wash the same anymore.
Get my brother to arrest you.
What I've always found with you guys is that when I've seen you at a gig, you'll always come and have a chat. You'll always offer to get me a pint and all, which is nice. You're proper nice lads, and that kind of stuff goes so far. With everybody really, because it's just you're just interested in getting to know people genuinely as well. Not it never looks like it never feels fake or did they want something. It just feels natural and nice.
We're only buying your beers, Carl, because you've usually got an ice bucket full for us at backstage. So we're only returning the favour. Not sounds like I know, Don't flatter yourself. But no, I mean gigs are. The good thing about sort of bands our size, and when you're doing quite a few gigs, it is everything's an opportunity to network, and everything's an opportunity to just be nice to people, and there's
people as well.
There's been a lot going on, you see people doing things wrong in bands and just being awful, and just, what is the point if everyone's you've got people there like. People at the venues try to make a livelihood and stuff, and everyone just wants to go for a good night. So you've got to facilitate that, and you can't do that if you're a complete dick.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I've got a crushing need to be liked as well. So.
I'm not.
Yeah. I think we all like meeting new people. Some people don't, and I think we all we enjoy the networking. And just having a good time. Yeah.
Well said, lad. So, I know you've been in the studio this week, so there's new tunes coming ahead, but you've just released, so we'll park the new music, because I presume it's too new to be able to even talk about it.
Oh, yeah. It's an abstract concept at the minute.
Oh, okay, fair enough. What's that mean?
I don't have a clue. Big words.
Well, you just brought out your EP, and we brought it out on RGM recently as well. How did you feel about the review?
It was I'd say it was a mixed review. I think it was. I mean, listen, it was a mixed review. I think some parts were really good. I think Ben, the guy who wrote it, I think he enjoyed. It sounded like he enjoyed some parts. He enjoyed some tunes more than others. So he said a couple of things really nice about your voice and stuff like that. And then other he said that he didn't prefer other tunes and stuff. Which is, listen, when you put your music out to the public or whatever, you're always going to.
Some people aren't going to like it.
Some people are not going to like it, or some people are going to think you can do better, and that's what we have.
There was a couple of points, because we've not really had a lot of reviews, to be honest. No. I've always said that, like James sometimes I think gets a little bit too excited when someone comes up to us after a gig and goes, "Oh, that was dead good." That. Yeah, I love it. Yeah. And I just think if people say that to him like, "Oh, good. Thanks," but you're not going to come up to me and go, "Do you know what? I thought that was a bit shite." So it's good to. I like having a better, someone saying, "Well, this was a problem with this song, and this is a problem with this song," because we've not had that, and I prefer that.
Yeah, it helps you improve as well.
Yeah,
you do both sides of it. Yeah, you want an honest opinion, don't you? At the end of the day, that's
Well, I think that kind of shows what we're trying to do at RGM as well, because I do know you guys well, and you know the review is the review. I encourage our reviewers to give constructive feedback. I think
Yeah.
And you're right. You know, when you're out and about and you speak to people and they say, "Yeah, that gig's great," but you know, everybody says that to people when they see them out and about, don't they? So you just say it, and it don't mean anything. But I hope you saw the constructive side of it, because that's what even with people we know and we adore, like you guys. I think it'd be fake of us to not
put an echo chamber.
Yeah,
you can't put yourself in an echo chamber and just be listening to, oh, he's so great, oh, he's so great. But the next time you see you, Carl, we're gonna buy you.
You're gonna get it. You're gonna get it.
But they weren't saying anything wrong with it. They were just saying,
"Oh no, I'm joking." Yeah, there's definitely things we could look at in that and consider for another song.
Yeah. You know, I gave it somebody that's dead straight as well. I knew that he didn't know. I knew he didn't know you at all, so I know we were going to be absolutely neutral. And he's quite like a. I don't know what can I say about Ben, our reviewer. He's quite like straight laced, and he's quite like a quiet, serious person. So I knew he'd probably listen to it and be honest with you. So I think that's all about your development in it, and just getting
absolutely.
And all that
absolutely. No, agreed, definitely. It's one of them. It's listen, you're putting your music out there for people to have an opinion on it. That's the whole point of everything we do.
Still, the main thing is we like it.
Oh, yeah, I like it as well. Yeah.
So that's
I think.
Yeah, and Carl likes it. Yeah, obviously. But still gonna buy it. No, but no, it's. I don't really know how to think of it, because it's.
Yeah.
You
put it out there because you like it, and I don't really know how to feel about other people's opinions. Anyway, there's constructive criticism is a different thing. But
it's a weird one when, like, from the point of view of when if you've written a tune and it's so close to you or dear to you or whatever, and somebody maybe doesn't, well, of course they don't. They're not going to. They're not going to feel the same about it as you are.
Mm.
But it's a weird feeling of like, oh, actually, maybe it's not what it is to you to other people. It's a weird feeling, but again, it's. Do
you know what some bands do, which annoys me, because I think it just shows weakness as a band, and I don't think the bands that get I think the bands that get really offended by it aren't in it for the long haul, really.
Right.
I know you, and they pretend it doesn't happen if a review comes out and it doesn't say you're fucking brilliant and you're going to be the next big thing. If it doesn't say that, then people pretend it doesn't happen, and I fucking hate that.
Yeah, I think it's just a little bit. You got to have a bit of an ego to think that, haven't you? Because you can't. No, even the biggest bands going,
Coldplay, go on, Coldplay.
You're part psychopath if you like that, I think.
Yeah. But everyone's got a different opinion about it. So
it wasn't bad. They weren't like
we'll put the link there.
Like I say, there was some good bits, and there were some bits where he was like, "Well, I think this could be improved." So,
although I do think it would be really funny if someone just went.
Yeah, I'd love to have a terrible.
These
review.
guys, what are they doing music? They should fucking stick to the day jobs and all that. I'm like a Liz Truss tribute band.
You can do that next time. Give it to whoever you're on your roster is the Simon Cowell your roster. Give it to him next time. Oh, really bad one.
Yeah, give us to a proper.
None of them will do that, because it's not worth it. It's easy for people to say things are shit when they just to try and be like controversial or whatever. But the real skill in trying to assess music, which is people have all got their own opinions, and the bands that when reviews don't go their way when they share it, their fans get involved with it more online, because I think, what's he fucking talking about? It's brilliant, etc. Goes through the socials, and because I can see the stats, particularly if there's an Amazon link on there, more people buy the music as well, because there's more people getting involved with it, because people don't have to agree with the review. They'll tell you if they don't agree with it. Online too.
Here's a question for you, Carl. I know you've had a glittering career in being in a band, and briefly as a stand-up comic as well. Did you ever get any terrible, horrendous reviews?
Yeah. Well, when I were in a band, it was that hard to get press, because it was a long, long time, 2004-ish.
Yeah.
So that we
what
only
are you doing there? Were you a guitarist?
So rhythm guitar.
rhythm guitarist, yeah, the easy bit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What was the worst one?
in Sheffield there were a magazine called Sandman magazine that were right hard to get onto because it was like a printed thing. You were never going to get in the Sheffield Star because that was just hard work. So
I was in the Sheffield Star once.
Well, yeah, go on.
A picture of me in the lead mill, and me and my mates when we were 18, and it was like Sheffield's tribute to the Ordinary Boys or something. It was a proper turn.
To the Ordinary Boys.
Yeah. I don't know. We just ended up on their Facebook page. It's like, oh, Sheffield's tribute to the Ordinary Boys. What does that even mean? It's quite funny.
Yeah, so back in the day, well, comedy gigs they don't really review comedy gigs. I don't think unless you're doing a theatre or something.
Yeah.
But there weren't that much of it about. Today, there's hundreds of blogs and magazines and that kind of stuff about. So it's kind of watered down a lot as well because there's a lot of publications out there that are a bit of bullshit. They're a bit like they'll only say things are great, which what's the point?
Yeah, no, there isn't one. Isn't one full stop.
Yeah. How many bands have you had who do get quite annoyed?
There's a good percentage of them. I'd say it's a good 40% of them.
Right.
What's the point? Just
you want to throw some names out? Or?
Off the top of my head, I'll have a think. Who got mad is on with me last. I'll try and think of one while we have a chat. I can't. It come to when you get put on the spot, does it? It's like
it's just really feeding you your own medicine there.
I'll definitely get to that. I'll definitely get to it. So you've been in the studio, new tunes coming out. You've just released a vinyl for this last EP as well. That must be nice to have a physical thing to for this EP that you enjoyed at the minute. It must be lovely to have that thing.
I just cannot. I mean, it's a while. We started the process, and it's going to take a little while to get it in. But it's one of the reasons I'm in a band. I've always had vinyls since I was really quite young, and just to see it for that first time is going to be class. It was great having a CD. It's great having all your streaming platforms and something, but I don't think there's going to quite be anything like holding your own.
It's the original format, isn't it? At the end of the day, it's the original format. What it's used for 60, 70 years, isn't it?
Played.
Yeah, wax tubes done, but that's
wax tubes.
It's nicer for the people that get involved with the music as well. Because I had the Arctic Monkeys album landed in my through post yesterday. Week before that, I got the vinyl for October Drift. It's just a nice process just to open it up and just have a look about, take a bit of time with it. Instead of just pressing a button on your phone and it plays, it's just nice to have that.
Yeah, it's more personable and it's just more relatable if you can, because it's big and you can hold. It's just I cannot wait.
Art is very reasonably priced as well. It's very reasonably priced.
Is it?
Yeah. We're about $16.99, so it's about £3 cheaper than most of our competitors.
I'll have one of them. I'll put a link in the description of this.
Nice.
This show as well, so people can
pre-order now.
Yeah.
I'll be pre-ordering one in a bit, lads. I promise you.
Excellent stuff.
And so the vinyl's out. You've got quite a good following in Manchester, aren't you, lads? How have you developed that following? How have you got to the stage where you're at now, where you're selling out gigs? For example, you've got a gig for This Feeling that you've sold out recently. How do you feel you've done that? Got to that stage where you can sell out gigs locally now?
Well, I think we played our first big sellout in Manchester was with you, wasn't it, at Retro? And that I can't remember how quickly it sold out, but it does, obviously, for any band, it starts with family and friends. And it's always got a trickle-down effect to friends of friends and whatever. And then I think when we played Academy 3, and there was just so many people in there that none of us knew. And we don't know how we've done that. No. I can't think of how, because we're not, I don't know how to explain it, but people are buying the tickets.
Yeah.
I can't, we're putting the music out there. We're doing a lot of gigs. We're getting, the following on social media and stuff's going. So someone out there is buying them.
Nice lads go a long way, and you've had an affiliation with a big band as well, Dirty Laces, haven't you? A similar kind of vibe type thing. So there's definitely an audience out there for you guys that you tapped into. I think just being nice guys helps you and all.
Well, we have been helped out. Like Dirty Laces have been a massive help. Putting on stuff we supported them in Blackpool, and we were on with the Scuttlers, and there's a few people who come to that gig afterwards was like, oh, we're going to come see you again, and they have, and they've stuck to the word and they said we're going to come see you again. So you do need help in this business.
Yeah.
You need people to help you out. We have had a lot of help from people like Dirty Laces and Paul as well. The
Dirty Laces, they're all great. But and there's other stuff as well, like Record of the Week on Access Manchester. Jim Salverson, you know, he's always, you know, been pretty good.
That stuff,
Clint Boone, we've done a couple of things with Clint, a couple of gigs with him. Everyone knows he's just the soundest and greatest guy in Manchester, and the hardest working as well.
Yeah, don't stop.
So, and you know, and he's done us shout outs on XS and stuff. So yeah, I'm sure quite a few people have picked up on it through different mediums, but. You seem to have
got your head screwed on. You don't seem to rush into stuff. You seem to like take a bit of time when opportunities come up. You seem to proper have a think about it, get together, discuss it as a band, rather than just rush into things, which is quite refreshing to see.
Well, we're all together twice a week for a good amount of time, and then if we've got a gig at the weekend, we're usually with each other most of the weekend, so we have time to speak through things. We never. You know, we've had people come up to us and promise us this and that, and it's not turned out to be. So we have to think things through. You can't just go, oh yeah, we'll do that. Oh yeah, we'll do that. And it's a democracy as well. At the same time, everyone's got to broadly agree.
Yeah,
they don't always all agree all the time. As long as it's broadly fine, then it's fine. You know.
No,
but you have to think things through. You really do.
Yeah, you do. I think some bands are like there's just sort of one person that's the main person. They're sort of in charge, and they probably wouldn't be that bothered who they're playing with, you know. And we're a collective, really. The way we do things, everyone's got to sort of agree, haven't they? And
we're a hive mind. Yeah, we don't even need to speak about it.
Which is weird, because I heard, like you always say, don't you? Or I've seen loads of like reviews or people writing about bands and stuff, and they always say a band can't be a democracy. It's always got to be a dictatorship. But we've not found that at all.
No.
We've settled into something really nice where we've all got our own opinions. We all contribute just as much as each other to the band, and it's not. Listen, you have points, don't you, where you disagree on something, but you never come into blows.
We kiss and make up, literally,
passionately.
Mm-hmm. Too hot for this pod.
So you've got you've got this gig with This Feeling coming up, sold out gig. So there's no tickets available anymore. You're too late, guys. But how much support of This Feeling are a massive supporter of music, and they are really, really, really good at when they take a band under the wing, helping and developing them and getting them out of their local cities, which I love that they do.
Yeah.
What relationship have you got with those guys, and how much support are they giving you to?
Well, I mean, to even give us a headline gig with them is massive, and it's brilliant. And we've been dealing with George and a couple of others. Everyone's just been really sound already, and I just can't wait to do the gig and properly meet them. We're playing. Who we're playing with now is supporting us again.
They've just changed it. It's Nice Guy, and it was the Serotones, but I think another band have been asked.
Is it someone else?
Yeah,
but it's This Feeling have been great, and the stuff they do for new bands, especially when you see them putting on local bands from around here, and they see them they're playing in London or Newcastle or Glasgow or something, so they're all over. So maybe we'll get that chance as well, but take one step at a time.
It's just the start, really. I think it's just the start of our relationship with This Feeling. We've we sent them the EP and they really liked it. It was like, okay, we'll put you on a headline gig, but also on the back of that, obviously selling it out loud. We've been given this gig in Liverpool that we're playing on Saturday.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yeah.
Nice.
With the Chase and Spangled.
Yeah, Chase
really,
and Spangled.
really
So
you're with Spangled. I'll say hello to the boys from me. I love them, boys.
Yeah, will do. So yeah, it's just the start, really, and it's like Elliot says, it's amazing what they do, and it's just I feel quite lucky to be part of it, really. As long as you work hard and you sort of put the things together that you need to and get to the gigs and put the gigs on.
Yeah.
There's a theme in there. Be nice, work hard. There's a theme there. It really helps, doesn't it? Just being nice and working hard. It's a simple thing to say, but it just works.
Yeah.
Yeah. Me and Arthur have been to a few gigs that they've put on. So we went to Sean Ryder, didn't we?
Yeah.
Sean Ryder was unbelievable. Like his solo.
solo gig.
And Roller were there as well, weren't they?
Roller were there as well. They were really good.
They're doing really well.
Yeah. And then who else did we see with this feeling? We got another guest list. Who was it?
I can't remember. We were supposed to be on with Shade for this feeling gig, and I think James had COVID. But me and Chris went to that. So I think we've been on their radar for a little bit. It's only just like things. Obviously, after COVID and that, things are coming together again.
Yeah, well, I've seen Shade, I've seen Roller. There's a nice undercurrent of guitar bands, aren't they, just coming through at the minute, which is nice.
Yeah. And to be fair, we've met them all, haven't we? A few times. We've been out with them. Shade, we went out with them a couple of weeks ago. But I don't know what's happened. Is that there was a school in Failsworth. Mikey went to it, and about 12 bands have come out of this one school. Like, these two schools. What school did Mikey go?
I'm not sure.
I can't remember where he went, but Shade went to the same school as Mikey. Who else?
Narrow Margin?
Yeah, Narrow Margin, Callow Youth.
Like
they were all
just all come from that one school.
All bands bigger than us, and we like to remind Michael of that.
Yeah.
Say, you fucking ended up with us.
I love that, and we had such a good time when we brought the Cavs over to Sheffield for Tramlines as well. That were a nice.
Oh yeah, that was good. That was good fun.
Even though you were hopping along there, weren't you, mate? You were hopping along.
Yes, the day I broke my toe, the day before after I broke my toe, that was fun. Yeah. There's something that sticks in my head from that gig. There was a lady in the front, and we were playing one of our songs called "Find a Way."
Yeah.
And she was singing afterwards.
I know, yeah.
She was singing after the first chorus. She kept singing the choruses, and I was like, "Yeah, that's."
Unless,
go on, you're meant you.
The only thing I would say is that we've got a mate called Tate, and every time he goes to a festival or you go to a gig or something like that, he'll sing all the words, or he'll look like he's singing the words. So the new tune, he said, new tune has not come out yet, and he's still singing the words. Just got that. I'm gonna know, so don't make me spit at that. You don't know.
Hi, Tate.
Well, lads, I always enjoy catching up with you, and seeing how you're getting on and that. Keep up the hard work. Keep up being nice. We're always going to support you at RGM. And yeah, thanks for joining us tonight, guys. Is there anything you want to share with the Cavs fans, just to end this interview, just to send out there with the world?
Go and buy our vinyl, please.
Yeah,
please.
Thank you for all the support we've had so far on the EP, and just like it's doing a lot better than anything we've released.
It is, yeah. And to finish off, James is finally going to tell us something interesting about himself.
Yeah, I will do after Carl answers my question.
Oh, what was your question?
Oh God, let me have a look on RGM. I can't remember. I can't. Oh God.
So I'll email you my answer.
Yes, I will. Yeah, we'll share each other's answer on social media, people, so people can follow us there. Something like that. There we go.
Yeah,
there we go. Mastermind away. Cheers, lads. Keep up the hard work. It's very much appreciated, and thanks for joining us today, Cavs.
Nice one. Thank you, Carl.